Step 1, lay out the floor and connect the top bar. Make sure to hand tighten your bolts at the start because it's very easy to cross thread. Do not force it if it feels like it's cross threading. It'll cause a pretty big problem for you. Set your sides and set your aluminum bars for the core and hand start all your bolts for this and then snug them up with tight spacings. Once your metal has been snugged up to the wood here, go ahead and proceed by laying this piece on the back. You can see we've got it spaced out 1/4 inch for your tiles. Also note that the alignment does not need to be perfect. These toggle clamps allow for some amount of tolerance during assembly. As you can see, you tighten your toggle clamps here and make sure they're snug. Do not over tighten them. You just want them snug and putting a little bit of pressure on your tile. It's easy to over tighten them to the point where they will rip the screws out. You don't want to do that. But if that does happen, you can always install another toggle clamp to the side. All right, once all your bolts have been snugged up and all your toggle clamps have been attached, you're ready to stand up your booth. Now note, right here, we have 2 dead stops. One there and one there. And those are going to butt up to the back of the metal here. Once your booth is up and standing, make sure to have somebody hold it while you set the 4 support bolts that go into the floor. Once again, tighten these by hand to make sure that you do not cross thread them. This one is going to require a little bit of hand work. That's okay. You can hold the booth in place so it's nice and snug up against the fence while you secure the bolt. Once the booth is standing, do not apply the bolts on the L2 side. This is where your light channel gets installed. Go ahead and scoot the booth out from, this is the correct orientation when it's done. Go ahead and scoot it out to expose the light pocket. Install your cord like so, and then thread your light channel around the curve. When you're tucking your light channel, you see this piece of foam on the interior edge here. You want to make sure not to squish that in. So start tucking with it at a slight angle to dodge hooking the foam so that it looks like so. Once the LED has been thread through here, you can scoot it back into place, and then you can do the same thing with the other side. Well, it'll just terminate in this pocket like so. Your tile will cover up that bit there. But you can just scoot this panel back, unbolt it, scoot it back, run it all the way down past your little tile ending here, and then pull it back in. Once the center is set up and your LED is installed, go ahead and install the 2 outer frames. You have an A frame and a B frame. The B frame is over there. A frame goes next to the A. Align the 2 circle holes with your threaded inserts. And go ahead and hand tighten. Remember, don't force it. Always go nice and easy. These bolts, you can go ahead and leave hand tightened. You don't need to snug them up more than that. Hook up your 2B and two A panels. And note that the bolts here are not in the bottom. And that's because you won't be able to reach them once this is set up in a location where you can't get behind. Go ahead and carefully thread your panel into the framing so as not to scratch this panel. And then reach over the back and install your 4 bolts. You can reach these without a ladder. You're having a hard time getting the bolts to go straight. Go ahead and back it up until you hear a pop. And then that, and then try and rethread it. Once you have all the back bolts finger tight, you can go ahead and snap these toggle clips onto place. Next, go ahead and tighten these up until the panel is nice and tight. You can go ahead and use a wrench, a Torx head, or your Allen key for this portion. Before installing part 1A, or 1B I believe is the name of the other one. Yes, 1B. Go ahead and install your back crossbar onto the first panel that you put up. In order to click on 1A, note these Z-clips here and here, and this Z-clip. The wood Z-clip on the bottom will hook on the back of this piece of plywood, and the upper Z-clips hook into the top of both of these posts. Settling is it was hooking in the middle. Lining out exterior edge. At this point, you go ahead and reach over the top. Ooh, interesting. If you do this panel first, you can toggle this clip before installing this. So I think that would be the way to do it if you don't have the option of using a ladder.